Hi, everybody. It's Jeff Mays. You know, in these changing times, my goal and my job is to help business owners to get through those times and keep their business running as smoothly as possible. Now, I may be able to help in a way that you haven't really thought about yet. You know, change is going to happen, and we really can't change that. Or in this case, we may not even be able to understand all the ramifications of what's going on. You know, I know in my world that running my business has totally changed in the last few days. And because of that, I'm not sure exactly what I should be doing next. Maybe you find yourself in that same spot. But, you know, what's really important is as these changes occur, whether it's with employees or our basic business or communicating with our clients, even looking at our advertising and our marketing and how that's all working, it's important that we look at those decisions and really make sure that we're making the best decision possible. I know. I'm there. I've been there. I've had a rough time this last couple weeks, and you might have too. And I think what's really important is to realize that making decisions, it's going to take some thought. It's going to take some creativity. It's not just a black and white decision like we may have been able to make in the past. So here's some ideas of how I do it. I really use a decision-making framework, and then as I work through decisions and new thoughts, I can make sure that I'm doing it right. Because if I just let my mind and my emotions start to carry me in a time like this, I may do the wrong thing. You know, it's really important that as you go through this, that you focus on your goals and your long-term purpose. You know, it may seem like the sky is falling right now, and it may be, but you have to look at what's going to happen down the road. We know that things will change. We know that things will get back to some stage of normal again. You need to weigh each action and each idea that you have right now with your long-term goals and your purpose. You know, each of us has a purpose that we've set forth with our business, whether it's to grow a really big business and retire someday, or if it's to serve others, or whatever that is. We need to look at the purpose and keep straight on that. Because as we make those decisions, it's really hard to make the right decision if we're not thinking about the long term and what we're really doing. You know, I would say the next thing is to make sure that you check your empathy and your compassion. Because as you look at those people that are involved, you may be having to lay off employees or send people home to work in an environment that they may not be able to work in or they have difficulty in, that we need to make sure as business owners that we're able to support them, one, but more importantly, to put ourselves in their shoes, to understand where they're at and to understand where we can help them in what areas. Most of us have worked hard to find a great team. As business owners, that's what we do. We find a great team and then we can make our business grow because the team we have to support us can really do that. So as you look at your decisions, think through their eyes, understand where they're at, you know, develop a timeline. The more time you can give people to react to what's going to happen, it's better. If you're being forced to close because you're a non-essential business, understand that you might be able to do that over a few days versus walking in and telling people we're doing it right now. You need to look at the budget. How can you help those people? You know, maybe you have people that need to work from home now and they don't have the internet. How can you help those people right now? Can you help them get the internet? Would a few dollars in internet access be able to keep somebody working from home? Would taking a computer from home or from work to home, would that help? Think through those things. Think about the time, the people, and yeah, it's probably going to take a little bit of money, but your biggest investment that you've made in your business so far is having that great team that help you every day in running your business and making you profitable. You don't want to lose people because they either freak out or they're unable to do what you're asking them to do. Take a few minutes, understand each person in your business and what their challenges are if that's to happen. I mean, if you look at a single mom that's having to stay home because of her kids, is there a way that you can support her and really help her get through this time by enabling her to work at home or giving her the tools to work at home? Most of us want to feel purpose and passion in our life, and if all of a sudden the only thing we have to do at home is to take care of our kids where we're used to working, there might be a real change in that person's attitude and a lot of fear in what's going on in their world. Understanding that and then finding the resources to help them. I know here I just saw a resource this week from Labor Department of the state that explains all the resources that are out there. I know they're overloaded with new people coming to them, but to understand and to point people in that direction as business owners, we need to do that. We need to help them understand that if they can't work from home, if they need to be laid off, if they need to have a situation happen in order to make something else happen, we need to help them with that. And pointing them in that direction is the first and probably the most important thing that we can do. Because a lot of folks are going to be really upset and stressed out, and they may not be able to find things on their own. So use your resources. Find what resources there are for you. That's important too. But also for your employees and for those that might have a big change because of the decisions that you have to make. And finally, think long term, even though it's going to be short term. I think it's really important to develop a plan for the next 2 to 3 weeks, because that's where the biggest impact, the biggest change anyway, is going to be felt. As that impact is felt, it's really important to keep one on purpose and two with your goals, but look shorter. Look at a 6-month goal or a year goal. I know most of us plan for 1, 3, 5, 7 years, maybe 10 years. Right now, we need to just focus on a shorter term. Focus on 6 months. Will we? Of course we will get through this, but focus on 6 months and what you can do with this big dip in business that may be coming. How can you change your resources? How can you change what's going to happen? How can you adapt and make changes in your business? Adapting with the changes and then updating regularly. Maybe we'll be focused on that daily. I know I will be. Understanding what's happening every day in my business is really important, and I may make changes as quickly as every day if I need to. So as you do that, understand in your mind the process so that you make the right decisions. Look at ways of controlling your expenses. If you have things that you can change them. If you know what's working, keep it working. You don't want to lose everything because of a short-term thing. If you have advertising or marketing that you're doing and you understand where that's at and what's working for you and what could be shut off or what could be turned back on or what even might be increased in order to change, that's something that I always enjoy helping people with. And I hope that if I can help you, you might ask me to. Knowing what's working and what isn't working can be really difficult. And in these times, you may not have the tools to understand that. That's why people like me are available to help you. So it's going to be different. How can you change with it? Would you offer delivery? Would you offer to help people at the curbside? Would you help people to shop virtually? There's going to be a lot of different things happening, and how you change with these things and how you offer marketing to support those things is really important. But you may have to cut back. You may have to do things differently. Find those resources that can really help you. Experts in the area, people that can give you advice, that have been there and done that, people that are able to help you understand where you're at, even if you don't look at it on a regular basis. That's really important. I think those resources will be able to help you if you ask. And sometimes as business leaders, asking is the hardest part. I know that. But remember that leadership's going to be rewarded. I think as we keep our faith and as we keep our positive attitude, people that need us will come around us. We'll be able to help other people in ways that we might not have ever been able to imagine. We're going to be able to help people do things, and our businesses will morph and change and do things differently than maybe we've ever done before. So don't close your mind. Open your mind to helping. Anytime you can help another person, it's going to start to increase what you're able to do in your own business. Look for opportunity. Don't look to hurt people when you're looking at opportunity. That's not good. But look at things that you can do to help those others. And then remember to connect. We may not be able to see people that we work with every day, but teach them how to use media, whether it's Google Hangouts or Zoom or Skype or whatever it is. Teach them how to use those resources to connect with you, and set a time every day to connect with everybody that might be working from home. I think that few minutes a day of FaceTime is going to make a world of difference as you do things. And if you have people that you meet with regularly, whether it's through a service club or a networking group or whatever it is, keep those meetings. Just make them virtual. We have a lot of resources that are out there, a lot of them that are free, that we can use to meet with people and keep that connection. I know it's important because I've been doing it this last week. I moved my 4 meetings that I go to every week to virtual. And as that's happened, I've seen a lot of people that were just like, man, it's just so good to see you. It just feels so much better to be able to connect and see people. If you can't connect with them, think about those people around you that might be isolated. I've been saying all week, the difference between social distancing and isolation is probably very little. So remember that those people that maybe it's a family member or a friend you haven't talked to for a long time, they're probably going to be sitting around doing the same thing you're doing. They're going to be looking at ways to do things differently. And if you can reach out and connect with them, and if it's somebody in another part of the world, we have the resources now to really help people and to really be online with them and to just devote part of our day to give that impression of increase, to help people really feel better. Leave everybody you meet with a positive attitude and feeling better. If you can do that, you're going to make a real change in the world. You're going to be a light to the world, and you're going to really help those around you and those people that might do business with you in the future by giving them that light, by giving them that hope, by reaching out and being with them on a regular basis. Don't become isolated. Become more outward bound, but do it with social media or with one of those technologies that give us online conversation. The idea that you can reach out to a lot more people every day with Zoom or one of the other things that you do, form a group, get together, have an entrepreneur's business, have a web developer's business, whatever it is. Meet in a group on Facebook or someplace else and build that group as you go through this. You're going to support each other and you're going to help each other really get there. The most important thing that we're going to have to do in the next few weeks as business leaders is to make decisions that may hurt. I understand that. As I shut down my office this week, I understood that there's going to be ramifications of that I don't like. But there's ramifications of keeping it open that are worse. And if you're in an area where they're asking you to shut down or suggesting that you shut down, do it. Because we need to make those decisions that long term are going to serve our goals and keep us going so we can meet our purpose. It's really important just to adapt and change and do the things that you need to do as we go forward. I really want to thank you for taking time to watch this video today. If you found anything here helpful, please like the video and then share it with others that might benefit from it. You know, I really am here for you. If you need somebody to talk to or you need some ideas, I would open myself up to getting a call or a Zoom meeting from you. Just drop me a note, drop me an email, and I'll be happy to spend a little time with you and understand where you're at. And if there's a way that I can help you to make either a decision or to understand where the next step is, I'm here for you. My name's Jeff Mays, and I help business owners reach the next step, even in changing times. Thanks so much.